Okay, here we are. It's time. It's time to announce the February Mystery Yarn Challenge. It's almost the end of January. February is a short month. So I have a feeling maybe we should do something. I think we can do the same thing. It's going to overlap into March, probably. Most likely, because it's a short month. So there's a lot of other things going on out there that you can coordinate this with if you see the need to. You could have done slippers for your mystery yarn challenge and coordinate it with things we're making Thursday who did slippers that month. Or you could have gone to the person who's the creator of the month and done something from their channel and got one of mine done and theirs done at the same time if you had gotten mystery yarn. Now, if you're working on whips, some of you are really kicking butt and you're getting a lot of stuff done. And it's like, let me pull something out that I have, like people say, put in Yarny timeout and bring it back out and see if I can get it finished, because I really need to get it finished anyway. And this is a good opportunity to do it. So yeah. Okay. That's for the people that already know what's going on. Now let me talk to the people who are new to the channel, who've come over because they've heard other people talking about what's going on my channel. Welcome. I'm Lori, the Armchair Chef. I'm an armchair chef because I used to watch a lot of cooking channels and I knew how to do all of it, but I don't do it very well. So I could tell you how to do it, but I can't do it, just like an armchair quarterback. I'm an armchair chef. Well, I got on YouTube and I got into looking at all kinds of different things and I got into the crochet. Well, the name doesn't really go with crochet, but I still do so many things. I'm interested in a lot of things. I'll do food tastings. I do shopping. I do crochet. I collect things. I collect Starbucks cups from different places. I collect post office things because I've been a postal worker for 25 years and I've done a lot of different jobs at the post office. Now I'm on a new one. I've been there for about 7 months now. I work at a station where you would go to mail your packages. And at Christmas time, I worked in the window for like 3 weeks. Oh my God, that was like the hardest thing I've ever done. Smile all the time. Be nice all the time. That was hard. When you have people coming in that have never mailed anything all year and now they're mailing something and they want me to put the address on, they don't know how to address the box. They don't know. I'm not sure what to do. So can I come to the window and have you do it for me? Yeah, okay. Tell those 20 people in line behind you, go step over there and finish it and then come back. Because I got other people to help. So anyway, try to be nice at Christmas for the customers. Hopefully give them tips to help make it easier for them, help people find packages, help people mail packages, get them to the right places, catching mistakes. It makes you feel good when you're able to help somebody. And that's kind of, I'm a helping person. So that kind of is a nice thing I do when I'm at the window. I get and help people. So that's nice. So that means I have lots of things on my channel that I like to do. I live in Utah, so there's so many beautiful things around here. We have snow, so sometimes I'll take you with me when I go somewhere. And I have different playlists for all these things, so you don't have to see things you're not interested in. You can go to my playlist tab and look for the things that you would want to watch. Now, when it's cooking, I'm not teaching you how to cook. I will see something that I want to make and you will watch me make it and we'll find out together if it's going to turn out any good. That's usually what happens. And sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does. So that's kind of the adventure. I'm not going to teach you to do anything, but I will show you how I make something. Sometimes I make something and it'll give you an idea. Oh, wow, I didn't think about that, because I do make chia pudding and I don't let it sit for like overnight. I mix it in the morning. In 2 hours, it's ready to eat. I don't need to have it sit overnight to be able to eat it. So there are some things I do, and I have learned some things from watching you guys, and I've learned things from out on YouTube. So if you want to take a look at my playlists, I have a lot of different things out there you might be interested in. I have crafting and postal tips and all kinds of stuff. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is talking about my mystery yarn challenge that I have been doing for over a year. It started when I watched some crafting channels exchange boxes, and they had to make crafts, a DIY with what was in the box. And then they had like some special thing that was in the box that they had to use. And one of them was a diaper. And I thought, whoa. And I was watching them do this, and then like, wow, we could do that. I go, that's like mystery yarn. We could do that. So I thought about it, tried to get somebody else to do it. Couldn't get nobody else to do it. So I decided to do it. My channel was really small. So I thought, no, nobody's going to want to do it. Well, I had like 8 people the first time that were watching me that decided to play. Well, now I get about 30 people. January I had about 30 people or more. So I've changed a little bit. So it's more inclusive to lots of different people with different needs in the yarn community. So let me tell you what we're going to do. We exchange yarn with each other. The original way it works is we exchange yarn with each other, and we make a project with the yarn that we receive. That's the mystery yarn. And the challenge is making a project using all the yarn, all the types of yarn that you're given from somebody else. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not so easy. It's a lot of creativity. Now, because of my needs, because I have over 20 whips, I decided one month, well, let me just work on my whip. So I sent yarn and I just worked on a whip, and I finished it. I thought, well, that worked out really well for me. I don't need more yarn, and I have projects that need to be done. So I added some more categories this year to the game, and it's a game. The first one is we give and receive yarn. You send me an email, tell me you want to play in the mystery yarn challenge and which option you want to use. And I'm going to give you the options, and I'll put a screen up at the end where you can look at it and with more detail and decide which one you want to play. And then you tell me, and that's your commitment for the month. So the first one is we give and receive yarn. Like I was showing you in another video where I just pick some yarn. Maybe I would say pick one of these. Pick one of these and 2 of these, and that would make a pretty good project. That is 900 yards. That's a lot. You don't have to use it all if you get this much yarn, but you need to use some of all of it in your project. But then you can make more things if you want with whatever's you got here. You don't have to do one thing, should at least have every yarn in it. And then if you want to make just something with these or just something with this, you can do that too. Challenge is using it all in one project. So that is the idea. Now, also, people will exchange goodies and treats and notions with each other, and that's up to you. That's optional. Not everybody can do that. So if you cannot have any, you don't have anything that you can send to somebody, that's fine. It's not an obligation. Yarn is the important part so that the person can make a project. But if you want to send some goodies, you can. I will notify you if your person has told me they have any allergies to wool or animal fibers, so that you can prepare your yarn so that it doesn't kill them or something, you know. Also, if you are allergic to cats, let me know, because I have some people who don't have cats that I can group together to draw your person from, so you don't have to deal with cat allergy. I've also had issues with yarn coming from homes with smokers, and sometimes they have an odor. So if you happen to get some yarn from somebody like that, there are ways you can get the smell out, I guess. because, you know, we become nose blind in our own home. I have dogs, so I'm sure I have smells in my house that I just don't notice anymore. And I know smokers, I smoked for years, lots of times. And one time it was very embarrassing. I went someplace and I sat down and somebody got up and moved because I stank so bad. Yeah, embarrassing. I didn't smell it, but they did. So there might be some yarn we send out that has an odor that we just aren't aware of. So if you get something that has an odor, just run it through a dryer with some dryer sheets or whatever you need to do to air it out a little bit, because it happens occasionally. So, but if you can, try to send yarn that's from your stash. This is supposed to be from our stash, and clean yarn. Doesn't have to be full skeins. You could have, you know, used part of this for a project and had some left over, and you can include that. We try to make it so the person can make a project out of it. So, but it depends what's in your stash. So on the first one, you're going to send yarn and you're going to receive yarn. When you send me your email, if you want to send and receive yarn, you will tell me you want option 1. And you will send yarn to somebody that I randomly choose. Now, if you want somebody local for shipping purposes, which would be local up and down or local side to side within a state or two, it would be cheaper to mail it. Let me know you want somebody local and I will do that. I will match you up with somebody that's in your area. So, okay, that's option 1. This is going to be a long video because I want to make sure everybody's very aware of what's going on. Option 2 is you're going to send yarn, but you don't want to receive yarn. You want to work on one of your whips or your UFO, something that you've got stuck away that really needs to get done. You have been putting it off. That's what you need to do. So what you need to do is send me a picture of the project you decide you want to work on that month, or projects. Yeah, I have somebody that's already finished like 3 or 4 projects for January. Like, go for it. That is great. Not every month we're going to be able to do that because things come up, life happens. I had a lot of things happen in January that just, I was able to finish mine early, thank goodness. So I have not time right now to do any more, but I did do a little bit extra. So if you have time in the month to do more than one, you can just send me pictures of them before you start working on it again. And I'll include that as your commitment to that project. So when you finish that project, that is your project in the Mystery Yarn Challenge. So the yarn you give will be based on the guidelines I gave you. Now, option 3 would be if there's a circumstance where you can't send yarn, you don't have enough in your stash, you, for whatever reason, monetary reasons, you're not able to send it right now this month, you're short, you know, because, you know, our checks, things like that, you know, things happen, you know, cars, it's winter, extra energy bills and things. So, you know what, this month, I really can't send the yarn, but I want to play. And so you can receive yarn. Okay. I always have to put a stipulation on here is that if you receive the yarn only on option 3, you have to make a project with it. If you don't make a project with it and you haven't had something disastrous happen in your life, you won't be allowed to play in the game again. We're not going to do option 3 just to get free yarn from people. That's not going to happen. So I just want to let you know that right up front, that if you choose to send yarn and your yarn goes to somebody who's just receiving yarn and that person doesn't make a project, they won't be allowed to play again. It's fair. Okay, I have to be fair to everybody. So I'm excited because we have a lot of people that played in January. So many people wanted to give yarn. I actually had somebody left over that got a buy that didn't have to give yarn because I had so many people that wanted to give. And we have a lot of people that wanted to work on whips. So that's exciting. And that's number 4. Number 4 is I'm not going to give yarn. I'm not going to receive yarn. I just want to work on one of my projects. Let me just do that. And you can make that commitment to just work on a project. And that will be your entry for the game for the month. You finish the project that you show me in the beginning that you're going to work on. So what you need to send me in your emails, if you want to play, is you need to send me your mailing address. If you've played before, I keep a master list of addresses. If it's changed, you need to tell me that it's changed. I need to know if you have any allergies to animal fibers or cats. If you don't have any cats, let me know so I can match you up with somebody who's allergic. If you have any restrictions of the yarns, some people prefer lightweight yarns, like, Zinnia and Shannon prefer lightweight yarns, which is why I sent her thick yarn. Yeah, I do that on purpose. So get her out of her comfort zone, you got to do that, challenge them a little bit. So, yeah, I know. It's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. So if they have a restriction, I will put it. They've told me, and I will include it when I send you their name of the person you're sending yarn to. Okay. If you are only going to do a whip, or you're going to send yarn and do a whip, send me a picture before you start working on it. So I have that for my finale at the end of the month. I do a presentation and I will show your whip before you started it and when it's finished in my finale. That's what I will do. Now, if you are, let's see, there was another one. What was it? If you're in Canada, you can play. If you want to play by just working on one of your own whips, that's perfectly fine. If you know somebody else in Canada, if you have a channel that has people in Canada, you want to share this video with them, I'm perfectly open to having people from Canada play. But I don't want to have to mail yarn back and forth across the border. Sometimes things don't even get where they're going. Sometimes they have to pay duties. Sometimes it takes a very long time and it's very expensive. So I don't want to add that burden onto anybody. So if you have Canadian people that watch your channel, go ahead. Even if you don't want to play and you're seeing this, share it, because there may be somebody on your channel that would be interested in playing. And I really am always looking for people from Canada, because I feel bad when I can't match somebody up or somebody can't play because there's not another person up there. I have had Sandy played from Crochet A. She played, and yeah, she's having struggles right now. So there's some people that will play and then they won't play for a while because of whatever happens. Life happens and they're not able to come back into the game and play again. So, but I always keep an eye on them. I always subscribe to everybody's channel. I follow everyone and watch your stuff. Anybody that plays in my challenge, I subscribe and watch you. So even people that haven't played for over a year, I'm still watching their stuff because, they're family. And so that will be what you're going to do. You're going to send me an email that says MYC224 and tell me if you want to play 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, you're going to give and receive. 2, you're going to give and do a whip. 3, you're going to receive only. And 4, you're going to just do a whip. And then what I will do is I use bingo cards usually. And I will match people up based on the bingo cards and stuff. It worked pretty good last time. If people want to come in late, it's usually people that want to work on a whip, and it's okay if they come in late because they're not having to send anybody yarn. So that works out okay. So, but let me know ahead of time. Let me tell you, it's the 25th. Let me look at my calendar real quick and see. I'll probably give you to the end of the week. Oh, I know. I'll give you till Thursday because Friday's my day off. Yeah, we'll do that. You have until the 1st. I know that it's a short month. I'm sorry. I could have got this done earlier, but I have a lot too many things going on. So I'm sure the yarn's not going to go out till the 2nd or 3rd week, but I always give you like 5 weeks, and sometimes the games overlap a little bit, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't put a lot of pressure on you. It's supposed to be fun. Fun. Yeah, fun, not stress. So if you have any issues come up with your yarn, with being able to send your yarn, you haven't gotten your yarn, let me know. I can help out. I have other people that are willing to help out with issues all over the country. So we can fix any problem between all of us. So let me give you until the 1st, February 1st, to give me your emails. Send me your emails, because Friday I will, that night when I get home or that next day, I will send out my emails and pick all the people. So I usually will try to do it on a video so you can see me do it. And so yeah, I've got my paper. I've got my notebook ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put your names down. And if I have new players, I always try to notice and promote the new players. And sometimes we'll have 4 or 5 new players in 1 month. It's great. It's great. People are finding about the challenge and getting excited about it. So I've already gotten somebody saying, "Oh, when do we sign up for February? Put me in." I'm like, I got to do it. I've been out of town. My father died. Most of you know that. And the service, I drove to California and back in like, it's crazy. I don't like it. It's over. Okay. It's over. I'm breathing. I had to go to California and back in 2 days, 3 days. Dog's having problems. I have doctor's appointments. Yeah. Um, thank God, knock wood, the car didn't break. So that was good. But my son was with me. It helped. He helped drive. He drove when it was dark. I drove when it was light out. So that worked out okay. So, okay. Mystery Yarn Challenge 224 is officially open.